welcome back to my channel. Last week I tried something completely different by reviewing disappointing Bassoon products, and I got such a great response that I've decided to do another video that I have never done before. Feeling a little adventurous, I've got to admit. What I have decided to do is to do an album review. This album was released last fall by Gabriel Beavers, and it is called A Quirky Dream. This is a collaborative project between Gabriel Beavers and the Henry Mancini Institute of all newly composed music for bassoon. I am a firm believer in listening to new music, in part because it gives us an idea of the pulse of right now. The idea of this is art that we will be remembered for, our generation, and also it's an example of where our inner heartbeat is as a world. So for me, I was very excited to see that it was all newly composed music. Now, don't get me wrong. I think it is so important to have a variety of recordings of the Mozart concerto, standard lit for bassoon. I truly believe in that, but I also want to not only have an idea of the past and standard repertoire for bassoon, but also the newly composed music. The album cover is immediately intriguing. Now, lucky for Gabriel, his wife, Diane Hansen, is an artist all to and of herself, and she did the album cover artwork. And it not only is inviting, but it also makes you want to look a little bit deeper at this because it truly looks like a quirky dream, which was the title of the album. It is just such a great amalgamation of all of these ideas coming together. Now, when I listen to all new music for bassoon, I like to listen to performers that have an idea of where we're going in regards to bassoon. For me and my own personal opinions, I think that the bassoon and the bassoon sound is coming into a global sound. And when I say a global sound, I mean that when I listen to recordings that are older, that have maybe been converted over from record, I can tell where the bassoonist is from by the use of their vibrato, the timbre, the tone colors. I can tell you which orchestra in the United States it is, and I can tell you the style of bassoon playing that goes with it. More and more as we travel and our dialects begin to merge more and our genres and our styles of performing merge, I think we are coming into a global bassoon sound. And for me, I was so excited to see that Gabriel released the CD in part because he is not only an educator at the University of Miami Frost School of Music, but he also has a great performing background. He's played in New World, the Virginia Symphony, and he's also traveled abroad and played with the Malaysian Philharmonic. So he does have a great idea of sound and timbres and the world sound and how that will shift. Now, the bassoon that he performed on is a 14,000 series Heckel, and he used the same bassoon throughout the whole recordings. He doesn't note this in the liner notes. This is just the bonus of me deciding I'm going to review this and then having a chance to speak to the performer in detail about how they created their work of art. The CD is representative of that truly Heckel, warm, rich sound, but it gives such great bones that then there's the ability to play with accessories. And what was totally exciting to me was hearing all of the different pieces and how each of the different pieces is slightly altered through the use of different vocals and also different reeds. If you want to know more about the setups and how he shifted the setups in order to best exemplify the composer's desires, I went a little bit more in detail on that in my blog, but I'm not sure that everyone who is watching this video is going to care about which vocal and which reed setup is used. But just a quick sneak preview, you totally want to go check that blog out because at one point, he used a Jones reed. I am not kidding. Now, it's a modified Jones reed, but how he set that up and how he set that up for success was totally my jaw dropped on the floor moment. I couldn't believe we were having a discussion about that, but it shows that you can really play with sound based on the cane, the vocal, the reed style, how long it is, how short it is, and then also how you scrape it to get it to work for what your true desires are. Okay, let's get into the repertoire because the repertoire for me had some of the most exciting moments. Okay, I have to say that my favorite piece on the whole album was the Paul Haydn work. Now, this is, like I said, brand new composed, and it's for bassoon, percussion, and strings. So even though I'm totally inspired by it, it's not going to be something I'm going to be able to put on my next recital because I don't have a string orchestra that I can just mosh together for this, but I do have to say it was the piece that I listened to over and over and over again on repeat. And the reason why is because it has moments that are complete rock star moments. Like Gabriel Beavers just throws down, like total rock out. Like I had this moment was I was... Star string moments that are against the bassoon that is wailing. So you have the backup dun 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 dun, and then you have the bassoon that's wailing, and it's like, okay, where do you go? And it goes into the lightest, most playful, flippant, oh, that was nothing moments. So the juxtapositions of the styles in it were intriguing to me. And not only was it the juxtapositions of the styles, but how easily and how versatile Gabriel is on just moving from the fantastic wailing to just, oh, that was nothing. For me, I found that so inspiring that it was like, I wanted to go practice. I wanted to go recreate that. And for me, that is why I listen to recordings, is because I not only am exposed to the modern pulse of the era, but I'm also inspired by what it is that I'm hearing. And then when I figure out how people are creating the sounds that they're creating, I just have a moment. So although the Haydn was my favorite work on this CD, I don't have a string orchestra. So if you're looking for something that's more likely to become standard repertoire, so you have bassoon and piano, because it's a lot easier to find a pianist to perform with you than sometimes it is to find a full string orchestra with percussion parts as well. There is the oh, I just butchered it. Let's try again. Fagottioso. Now, I'm not 100% that's how you say it. It looks like it's almost Italian in nature. This is for solo bassoon and piano, and this is another fantastic work that showcases the diversity of colors and sounds that are available on the bassoon. We're not just limited to just being the clown of the orchestra, that we have so many other roles that we can put out there. And this one was 5 movements, so it offers greater contrast when I had that many different movements, that they're much more singled out movement by movement. So it's not just all within one work juxtaposed, but a little bit separated. And like I said, this one is more likely, if it inspires you, that is something that you could go ahead and put on your recital. The last piece is the piece that the CD is named for. It's the 3 episodes for violin, oboe, bassoon, and cello. And the first movement of this is A Quirky Dream. The second movement is called First Love, and the third is Midnight Jam. So this one is a little bit more programmatic. It offers the listeners who hear the piece an example of what they bring to the art. So it's not just what you're presenting them, but they have the idea of their own experiences, their own quirky dream, their own first love. And I think that's a great element to play with as well in the ensembles. If you want to know more about this work or where you can find any of the examples on this, you can go ahead and go to my blog. I know you can listen to this on iTunes, you can listen to it on Amazon. I'll have all of the links in the description box down below so that you have no problem finding it. If you're actually looking for the true CD, you can order it from places such as Forest Double Reed. I hope you liked this and you're interested maybe in looking at your own bassoon works and hearing the pulse of a different era in your own performing. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up on all of the adventures that are happening in my life, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys! No, I buy a lot of bassoon products. I mean, I have so many hauls on my channel that you guys are aware I buy a lot. And I also gig a lot. And in all of the gigging, I put all of my accessories that I buy through the mill. So I think it's only fair to do a, yeah, these products didn't work out so much.
Yeah.